Hey, Father Mitch here. So I was thinking about a really rich resource for any of us to use, which is at the USCCB website, United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, the daily readings. Fantastic resource, something that I use on a pretty regular basis and is just a great tool for devotion for any one of us to use. And it's a great place to find, of course, the daily readings for the books of the Bible. And so today, the Old Testament reading is from Daniel 13 and is the account of Susanna. Susanna is in a garden and she's about to bathe, and two of the elders of the community have this intention to basically coax her into some sort of sexual sin. And so because she trusts in the Lord, she cries out, but she's brought before the court and she's judged. And just before she would be condemned to death for this particular sin of which she was accused, that she was engaging in an affair with some other man, not these two elders, but somebody else, the Holy Spirit fills this young man, it said he was just a boy at the time, Daniel, who rises up and not only accuses the two men of being the two elders of the community of having falsely accused, but also reproves the people for not doing due diligence in terms of defending her reputation, in terms of defending her justice by having clear evidence that would have been there to condemn her. In any case, so he is in this situation, right, where he's called to live by the obedient standards that have been given him, which is you don't falsely accuse somebody without sufficient evidence. And yet at the same time, there's a certain amount of creativity in it. And so when he is questioning these two elders, he says, well, under which tree in the garden did you see this act take place? And the one says, as they're separately addressed, the one says a mastic tree, and the other one says an oak. And this becomes evidence then for the people to say, listen, they made all this up anyways. And so, as a result, they're put to death, is the story. And I think about this in light of our circumstances here, that life has a way of two things. One, difficult circumstances have the way of proving us, that they can really cause us to either step up or to step back. The other thing, too, is that life circumstances have a way of making us better, and they have a way of making us bitter, in that really we have to kind of choose which one we're going to be. Are we going to let life circumstances make us better, or are we going to let them make us bitter? And I think part of the way that we become better people is the same way that Daniel was. So obedience. You got to use the good example that's been given to us by the Lord. And for him, it was the idea of clear evidence before you would condemn somebody to death in the case of Susanna. But the other thing, too, is creativity. You know what? Just because there's such a strict standard doesn't mean there's not a way to get to the truth. We've got a pretty strict standard right now. Churches are closed. Okay. Well, how are we going to live our Catholic faith? Well, there's a way. And so we have that obedience and we have that opportunity, that invitation to creativity. And so, I don't know, what good ideas do you have to live your Catholic faith? What are you doing to keep that flame of fire, that flame of faith alive in your heart, to keep that Holy Spirit moving in you like it was with Daniel? So that's my message today. God bless you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.